Okay, we're ready to go.
Okay, this is a special meeting of the Marquette Township Board. Today is Thursday, December 31st. It's just 2 p.m. and it is a special meeting for a budget amendment. So Randy, if you do roll call, please.
Okay, just remember, state where you're at also. Treasurer Johnson and Trustee LaRue are absent and excused, so Trustee Marks.
Present in the township of Marquette.
Okay, Trustee Everson,
Present, Marquette Township.
Trustee Winslow.
Present, Ishpeming Township.
Clerk Rattari is in his office in beautiful Marquette Township. And Supervisor Durant.
I'm in Powell Township.
Okay, and staff present is just Manager Kangas today.
And he's at the hall.
And he's here at the hall. Yeah.
Okay, any emails, Randy, about our meeting?
I have none.
Okay. And we have no public, so we will skip that part. So we need approval of the agenda.
I'll make
Oh.
to approve the agenda.
I'll support that.
Okay, roll call then.
Okay, Trustee Winslow,
Yes.
Clerk Rattari is yes. Trustee Marks,
Yes.
Trustee Everson,
Yes.
and Supervisor Durant.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 5-0 and 2 absent.
I'm texting Pete just for fun, just to see. So we make contact. Okay, so we got the agenda. So Manager Kangas contacted me the other day and said that there was a little bit of a hiccup on the budget. If you remember, we did already do our transfers and everything at the last meeting. So John, if you want to explain what happened, that would be great for everybody.
Sure. So Randy had money allocated in the community promotions account for the roundabout project for the township's share of costs on that project. And there were some details in that line item that neither Lois or I knew specifically about. Nor did we specifically know that there was a $20,000 township share on the street lighting for the roundabouts. And didn't really think much about it until we received an invoice from the road commission. It was probably a week and a half ago. And it was for this 20,000 and change. And it was dated September 30th. So if we had received that back in early October, we wouldn't be sitting here today because we wouldn't have transferred that money into other lines in the budget to cover overages in those lines. So now what we had to do is, and I say we, Lois did it all relatively quickly the same day we found out about it, but we had to go and find other unused funds in the general fund and transfer them into this line item to cover this single expenditure, which was required as part of the MDOT project, including the roundabouts. And for those that aren't aware, MDOT does not pay for street lighting on any of their network except for interstates. So anytime a roundabout goes in, the local municipality pays for the lighting. And that's what's going on here is we're paying $20,000 worth of that street lighting up there. And then we will be responsible for the power bills moving forward. So in fact, I'm thinking we probably already paid a few of those.
This is the last one, right? It was just ended up, maybe they forgot to invoice us.
And in this case, being 20,000, you don't normally leave that much money hanging around in a single line item unused at the end of the year. If it was 2,000, we might have been able to cover it with what was already left in there. But being 20,000, we have to put the money back in, and it's all explained in that budget amendment. And if you'd like, I can read it, or Clerk Rattari does a good job of it every month. But Authorization is requested to make year-end changes. In the general fund, expenditures will increase in professional services for the MDOT match with the road commission for the Brickyard Road and County Road 492 roundabout lighting. Offsetting are decreases in the assessor department, travel, conference, and education. Recreation, which is due to less labor charged at Lions Field, and that's because we really didn't have anything going on there officially this year. And then appropriations for 4th of July, there were no fireworks. And Lake Superior Watershed Partnership and events. As you know, we only had one event this year, and that was the Christmas event. An increase is required in the Metro Authority Fund to accommodate additional depreciation due to the purchase of the 2020 case loader. And if you recall from the budget work sessions, we will be working on that equipment fund moving forward so that the rental charges we charge for the utilization of that equipment go into the maintenance and replacement funds for that equipment. That way we pay for it. We have it paid for the next time we need to replace it.
Perfect. Any questions for the manager? Thanks for doing that, Randy. Showing the resolution. Dan?
I thought this was all taken care of when we completed the roundabout. I mean, we've talked about the lighting for some time, and I thought this was all taken care of.
Well, it was in the budget. If we had received this invoice in a timely manner, like it was dated September 30th, if we received it in October, we wouldn't be here talking about it right now because we would have basically provided a check in the board packet for you to approve the expenditure of from funds that were in the proper location. But because we didn't receive the invoice until just recently, we had already moved those funds to other locations, and now we have to move them back to cover this expenditure.
I think we got 4 different invoices, didn't we?
This would be solely, or the final invoice, I guess, for the lighting alone on the 2 roundabouts.
Yeah, but we had to pay more than 20,000.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would assume this is our final payment.
Yeah. I would bet that we got somewhere like 3 other invoices and this is the last one and they probably just found it and said, hey, we got to send this out, would be my guess. I mean, I guess you could check with Jim and see, you know, what happened, but it's kind of a moot point because we've got to pay it anyway. It seems like I remembered a sticky note on my desk that said 20,000 and some change, like you said. And I remember going in during COVID and saying, oh yeah, that's already done, and throwing it away. And that's probably what it was. It was probably Randy telling me, or John or something, not that I do anything with it, but just as an aware. So in fact, I could probably call Gerard and ask him if that was his note. He'd probably remember.
That would be nice to know for sure. I thought this was all taken care of, and I know it's a surprise to not only me, it's a surprise to everybody, I'm sure. And I know we have to take care of it, and there's not a whole lot we can do, but it would be nice to know what happened for sure.
Yeah. Linda?
I agree with Dan. I think we need an accounting of what the County Road Commission is doing here. They need a bill from September appearing in December is not really okay. And I think everybody would agree with that. And yeah, I'd like to know. And my other question is, are we paying $20,000 every year for the lighting?
No.
No. Okay.
This is for the actual purchase and installation of the lighting.
Yeah. It seemed like it was, our portion was like 100,000 or something, because we had 4. I can't
Okay.
quite remember, but yeah, John, why don't you give Jim a call and see what, unless it's coming from your guy at MDOT. I thought the road commission took care of that.
Yeah.
I just
You-
sent
you-
him an email.
Yeah, you want to include that documentation with that bill in case anybody goes back into looking at what's been going on here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay. Randy?
I'll move to approve the budget amendment 2020 number 13.
Support.
Okay, motion and support. Any other questions? All right, John?
I'd
Go
just
ahead.
like to add the one thing that I mentioned to you, Lynn, when we talked about this is obviously an oversight due to the transition of Randy departing and me stepping in, and just not being fully aware of that specific detail of that line item in the budget. I do hope that moving forward, you won't see this kind of thing happen again, because I will have been involved with the budget from start to finish. And we will know that we can't move those funds prematurely if we know there's still outstanding invoices. So I don't like to do this, and I'm sure Lois would prefer not to have to do this extra paperwork and find additional money, unused funds in the budget. But I wanted you to be aware that this unfortunately happened as a result of our transition, and I will make it my priority to ensure this doesn't happen again.
I would guess, and I don't know if you could find it, that Randy's got paperwork on this to say what the total was. Lois might even have it, the original paper. I don't know how the bookkeeping goes in that office, because she'll know, she can call up in a second what she's already paid for that.
I'm sure she has a spreadsheet on it that tracks that. She's
Yeah.
pretty detailed on those things.
And if she got an invoice and thought it wasn't due, I'm sure she would have told us. But you could check with her too. Maybe even you'd get an answer from her first if she's in today. I don't know.
She's
I'll
here
see what I
today.
can find, and I can email a response to everybody.
Yeah, that would be good.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so we still have no public.
Well, we gotta approve
We have
that
to
motion.
vote. Yeah, we got to vote on that motion.
Roll call, but we didn't do it. Yes, okay.
All right, so the motion is to approve the year-end budget amendment 2020 number 13, and Clerk Rattari is yes. Trustee Everson,
Yes.
Trustee Marks,
Yes,
Trustee Winslow,
Yes,
and Supervisor Durant.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0 and 2 absent.
Sounds good. Any board member comment? How's everybody holding up?
Just wishing everybody a happy new year. Hopefully 2021 is going to be a whole lot better than 2020 was.
So I've heard this referred to as the roaring 20s, so hopefully it will go for the 10 years.
Yeah.
We'll wear it out. We'll age like, 2 years every year. Okay, we only had a couple motions, Randy, if you want to repeat them.
Yeah, the only 2 motions. The first one was to approve the agenda, and that was approved. And the second motion was to approve the budget amendment 2020 number 13, and that was approved.
Okay. So I just need one more adjournment motion.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn and wish everybody a happy new year.
So seconded.
Okay, roll call quickly.
Okay, Trustee Everson.
Aye.
Clerk
Yes.
Rattari is yes. And Trustee Marks,
yes.
Trustee Winslow,
yes.
Supervisor Durant.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0 and 2 absent, and I have 2:14 PM.
Me too. We are
Okay.
adjourned.
I'll end the meeting here.
Forward.